Good morning. Gosh, has it not been a while since I've been on live? Yes, it has. I'm sorry. But I've been busy getting ready for my craft show that's coming up November 7th out here in Millard, Nebraska, which is a suburb of Omaha. Millard West Craft Show, so come check it out if you're in the neighborhood. I think I have a splinter on my hand. I thought it was a cut, but I think it's a splinter. Anyway, so hello, I'm Robin with Odessa Rose Creates, an independent chalk couture designer, which means I get to transfer beautiful surfaces, repurpose old signs, you name it, I can do it with chalk couture, silk screen, reusable transfers, and chalk paste or inks. And so what I love to do, I sell the products that you can create your own DIY, or you can buy my designs, message me, or come out to the craft show, or out at the Attic, which is a shop in Valley, Nebraska, that I sell my designs at also. So come check it out. If you have any questions, let me know, and let's get started. We're going to work on a tag today. Let me see if I can find myself here. I want to make sure you can see me okay. There we are. Yep, good. Say hello if you're watching. I got my iPad here. We've kind of changed. Thanks for sharing that, Kia. I appreciate that. Let's see how we're doing. All right, I'm going to set this up here so I can see. And we'll set this back here. So I have so many things I could show you, but they're out in the other room. But if you really have a question about something, just let me know. Hi, Erin, Kim, Vicky. I don't know who else is watching. Let's see. Can't see. So I wanted to show you what I did with one of our palette boards. Chalk Couture sells these. I probably should paint the back to clean that up a little bit. But they come in this gray tone, which is, to me, is just a great base coat. A lot of our products come in the white, but this comes in the gray. And so I did a lot of painting on here to make it look like a worn wood look. So just because they come in this color, the gray or the white, definitely does not mean you have to keep them that color. In fact, I rarely do keep them the original color, but whether it's the white tag, our cutouts, all come in kind of like this whitewash, and I almost always paint them, or color wash them really, with a watered down paint first, and then of course distress and add some distressed ink to age it if you want that aged look. So good morning, Diane. So happy to catch you live. I'm a designer too, so I can't share. Oh, I didn't know you couldn't share. Good, Karen Johnson. Good morning. So this is something I did yesterday, and I have a little video of this coming up that I'll be posting probably today. So this transfer was from last year, but it is available again this year. So this is a beautiful transfer with the vintage truck. So check that out. But today we're going to work on our new door tags by Chalk Couture. These are so cute and reasonable. I'm going to grab the catalog. Can't remember how much they retail for. Let me just check it out. They are $9.99 in the U.S. So if you have a chance, check out my website, chalkcouture.com/OdessaRose, and you can flip through this catalog, which is our autumn-winter catalog. We also have a holiday collection catalog that you can flip through and get lots of ideas on what to do with our transfers. So this is the palette board. We're going to work on that. I'm going to show you the Chillin' with My Nomies I did yesterday. Hold that up too high. This is another one I did yesterday. I haven't posted this yet. I did this a double-sided. It's a Wonderful Life on this side and Sweater Weather. And this I did the paper towel press, 2 different patterns. So if you haven't watched any of my videos on that, check it out. You just basically, this I did leave with the white background, but then I brush on some watered down chalk. You can use chalk paste, but I use craft paint usually because once it's dry, it's permanent. Whereas if you use chalk paste and then you need to wipe something up, the chalk paste will wipe off too because it's removable. So even if I wax it, I find it's better to use, if I wax after I paper towel press, it's better to use a paint. That way it's not rubbing off as easy as chalk paste. So this was just kind of a more Christmassy, but then wintry. And then I sanded it, and I mean not sanded, just distress inked it and aged it a bit. Drew in a circle. We'll do that today on today's tag. And yeah. So those are some things we did with those. Let me say hello to everybody. Hi Kim, thank you. New designer from Canada. Love my work. Thank you, Karen. Awesome, awesome. All right. Like I said, I haven't been live for a while because I've been busy creating. I try to shoot video sometimes on my project, and then I'll, at nighttime, in the evening, I'll break them down and speed them up so you don't have to watch for very long. But we're going to use this little Be Merry. We're going to use this deer from the deer cutouts and a little bit of this pattern, which I love. Kind of like how I did it here on the Nomies. Can you see it there? We're going to do just one strip of it down the side, just like that one is. But we're going to paint the board kind of a reddish brown. And then our deer will be done in the dune color, I think. And we're going to work this in. So let's just see how it goes, right? I just never know until I start working. Let's open this up. And these are not very old. When they first came out, they sold out really quickly. And I had only ordered one at the time just to see if I liked it. And then with all the delays with shipping and manufacturing and whatnot through the COVID times, it took a while to get them back. So we have them back now. And I ordered a bunch. I do regular door tags, longer skinny tags. I put 2 together that I actually use for the door. These I don't really, my designs aren't really intended to be on a door. Usually I like them to be a shelf setter, whether it sets this way or this way. I think is cute. I mean, I do put a rope on them. You could hang them, but I think they're cute as a setter, or you could put them on an easel, but on a mantle or on a shelf, or just lean it up against a lamp or something. I think they're cute as a sitter. But all right, got my Yellowstone shirt on today. That's where I went on vacation this year. I'm gonna grab me a piece of cardboard because we're gonna do some painting. And I got me a cup of water and a paintbrush, and I have different shades of browns. I even threw a little bit of gray if I need it, black, and then this is my burgundy that we're going to put a little bit of redness into it. I kind of want a reddish brown. Maybe it'll turn out to look like barnwood. We'll see. I don't know. I just go with the flow. However it turns out, I just keep working it till I get the color I want. We may do a paper towel press too on it, so I can show you that again. I have 5 different paper towel rolls of paper towels down here with different patterns on them that I pick from. I have my favorites. And one of my favorites is an old roll of paper towels that I found in one of our properties that we owned in Centerville. It has no, what I like about it is this perfectly diamond pattern, but it has, a lot of them now have the print, or I don't know, it's like a design of the logo, like Bounty or whatever in the design, and these don't have any of that. So I kind of really favored this pattern. But anyway, I'm always looking for different patterns on paper towels, crazy as it seems. All right, let's get started. So we got our whitewashed tag from Couture, and like I said, they sell for, what did I say? $9.99 or $12.99? My memory. Whew. Tell you. $9.99. They're $13.99 in Canada. So it's a really nice surface. Okay, so I wet my brush. I'm going to apply some brown. And I just put it right on my wet brush. And then just kind of start working it in. I will paint both sides. Sometimes I design on both sides. Sometimes I don't. It just, if it's a lot of work on the first side, then I probably won't design on the back. Because that way I can kind of keep them at the same price. Like, for instance, this took a lot of time because there was a lot of layering. So I just did the front side. These are kind of one and dones. So I did both sides because they're fast and easy. That's what I mean. All right. So kind of need to get it dark. So I'm going to add some dark brown, maybe a little bit of black. Just to kind of darken it up. The thing about the palette board is that it starts out gray, so it kind of has a nice darker base to it, which is nice. Now even if you think, oh, this is too dark, it's easy to pick it back up. Just wet your brush and you can always pick it back up. And by that I mean, or you could actually put a paper towel on it. Just pick it back up with the brush. You know, lighten it up. Still fighting my allergies, especially in my eyes. Now I'm going to dry it a bit and then add some more color. If I just keep adding color, it's just going to kind of, with all the water, it just kind of washes it off. So dry it and then add more color. And this is pretty wet, so it might take a while. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Ron. Kim, Sandy, hello. That's pretty wet. It's going to take a minute. If I had other new designs in this room, I'd show them to you, but they're all in the other room. If you had any questions on any of my other designs you may have seen, you can ask me here. I get asked questions, but it's too hard to type it out and explain it. The procedure and how I do something, so sorry, but it just takes too long. Another reason why I hopped on today, in case anybody has any questions about something I recently made, you can ask me. See that water spot was? Ooh. Spots. Hi, Jennifer. Hello, hello. I'm just drying this watery paint on here. Have to go to work, save it for late. So, oh, perfect, Kim, no problem. Thanks for hopping on. All right, we're getting most of this dry. And we'll add some more brown. Not gonna be quite so wet this time. This is a good brown. Espresso bean. I think it's almost gone. Maybe it is gone. There we go. Hit those water spots. Bringing in some color here. I love all the, I don't like a solid color. I usually add in different shades. And I'm going to dry it a little bit more. And then we'll add in some burgundy. Just a hint. Here we go. This is called burgundy. Crazy enough. I'm going to make sure my brush is fairly wet, but I'm going to dry it a little bit. And I might just do a little at a time. So I'm just going to back it off on the cardboard here a little bit. Just keep working it in. Try to keep my lines really straight with the grain. This side's lighter over here, probably because always start out with my brush over here, so it's more wet, and then it just wants to pick up the paint. I'm going to try to add some more brown to it. It's turning out kind of interesting. Lots of colors. Still have quite a bit of that black showing through, which I'm going to put a little bit, which is really making it gray, and just a little bit more of this reddish brown. It's really looking like barnwood. Red barnwood. That's kind of cool. Okay. I'll be done, so I'm not going to bore you with it so much. So everything we'll be putting on here will be off-white, the dew color, so it pops off of the darker board. And maybe a hint of gold. So we'll see what it looks like. We want this really dry, and then I'm going to put a little bit of wax on it. Normally I would color wash the back a little bit, maybe just in the brown or the gray, just to tone down the white, and then paint the edges. Which I also can darken the edges with distressed ink, so not too worried about it. We want this nice and dry. So there, it kind of looks like barnwood, right? Big piece of barnwood. But like, just take your brush and just color wash this. This is how I oftentimes will paint my pumpkins or trees, just like this, with a wet brush that has some paint in it. And you can just dry that real quick. Spread it around. Just to take some of the brightness of the white off. And you can add a little more paint to it. You can just dry it. Take a while because it's super wet. So I'm just going to wipe it off so we can continue on. But just wash the back a little bit with some paint. I'm just not going to take the time to dry it or do it so we can move forward with chalking. So we have this dry, and I'm going to put a little wax. I could use the dark wax or the natural wax. It doesn't really matter at this point. Because it's basically a barrier between the paint and the transfer. So, the transfer will pick up easier if it's on a waxed surface versus just a craft painted surface. So, and with it waxed, when you have a bleed through on your transfer and you need to wipe up a little bit of chalk paste, it'll wipe up easier off of the wax versus the paint. Or when you go to clean it up, the paint might pick up also with your chalk. So it's kind of a good idea to have a little wax. And it still might, if you go to wipe it up, it still might come up with your rag, but waxing helps in many different ways. So we're just going to get that on there really well, rub it in. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to start out with, I'm going to grab my dune, which is almost done. I'm going to grab some gold, the gold, shimmer gold, not the harvest, but the shimmer gold. I think that's kind of just the two colors I'm going to use, unless I need to get white. If the dune doesn't show up very well, we might have to go with white. And then when we put the dark wax over it, it'll tone down the white. So you see the dune may not show up very well on this color, so I might go white, and then I will tone down the white with the stained wax so it's not so bright. So I'll probably have to go white. White and gold. And we're going to start out with a row of these snowflake pattern, kind of that Norwegian, Sweden look, but also quilt looking, I think. What am I going to do? I'm going to peel this up on the side. I don't think I'll need to fuzz it because I just waxed this. And I want to run it up the side. So I'm just going to line up my board here. Right, like that. I can line it up with the pattern. Somewhere in there. And so I'm lining up the points of it with the edge of my board so it's perpendicular with the edge of the board. Let's see how it looks this direction. Just off a little bit. No, I went too far. I think I'm going to do these in gold because I'm going to do my deer in the white. So I'm going to do these in the gold shimmer. And I'm just doing, you know, I'm not going to do that little piece, but just these. That's my new gold. I have some opened. It's about gone, but I think we'll have enough to. Okay. This shimmer, it gets pretty thick. I mean, you can still water it down, but it's just different consistency than our regular paste. So a little glitz with the barnwood never hurts. Make sure you have all the silk screens filled in. It's kind of hard to see with this color background. And the gold may not show up like super intense on this darker barnwood, but I'm okay with that. I kind of like the subtleness of the sparkle. I keep finding areas that I didn't get filled in. So I'm just double checking it all. It's always a bummer when you go to pick up and you left out a little corner or a little point of something. Okay. It's pretty, just right there along the side. Nice and subtle. Love it. Okay, so we're going to dry that with the dryer, and we're going to place our deer over here and the Be Merry up here. So let's dry that. The shimmer colors take longer to dry than regular paste. Show you how I made my little circle here. Now on this side of the tag, I used my glue bottle. And what's cool is, I don't know if they still make these kind of tacky glue containers, but I love them because the point is always down, so the glue's ready to come out. But what's cool is you can see the point through this lid, and which helps you line it up on that circle of the hole. So that's kind of handy. So you can get your circle centered. I think I'll see if I have the cardboard out of there. Now I can see the white better. Okay, so then I just trace around with the pencil and paint it in. Either brown or some color. I'm kind of thinking I want it to end up being gold, but I might put a coat of brown on it and then top coat it with the gold shimmer. Or I could try to paint with the gold. Usually when you try to paint with that gold shimmer, it's kind of, well, right now it's super thick. So if I take a little paintbrush, let's just see what it looks like. Take a little gold shimmer and just paint it in. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. That's kind of pretty, actually. So we're mixing glitz with our barnwood. Just gold. Antique gold. Almost looks like brass. Usually I just paint this in with craft paint. And it usually takes a few coats because craft paint's so thin. I'm just going to paint that in real quick. Okay, let's just dry that and then we'll move on with the deer. Should be fine. Okay, let's grab our deer. I'm going to use the buck right here, and we're going to put, this is from Comfort and Joy, the deer pattern transfers, and then this little guy is called Holiday Advice Trio, and we're just going to use the middle one. So we got to cut them apart. I'm going to take this bell and put that on the deer, and I'll just draw in a little rope around his neck. I think that'd be cute with the bell on his neck. So I'm going to place my deer here, and we're going to put this Be Merry up here. Okay. I might do his antlers in gold and the bell in gold, and then the rest of him, I was going to use white. I still wonder if it's going to be too white. Now I've got to find my dune. Okay, that's my new dune. I'm going to go with the dune. If he's too dark, I can always transfer with white on top. And I think I will do his antlers in gold because he's fancy. I'm skimming it down as I go. Sometimes you can just kind of put it all on thick and then skim it down, but I'm just kind of doing it as I go. Get rid of the lines. And let's grab some gold and we'll do his antlers real quick. Whoops. Pick this guy up. You can see how easy it comes off because I waxed that. If I hadn't waxed, the transfer would have been harder to pull off. So that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm glad I went with the dune. It looks pretty. And we'll do this in the dune and the bells in gold. Turning out really pretty. Can you see them? Right? Just making sure it's fairly straight. And let's do this. Grab our gold and put our bells in gold. Lettering and dune, like the deer. All right. Pretty, and I do want to put a bell on him. Maybe I won't do the big, maybe I'll do the smaller one. And there. Oops. And we could take our, if you have the chalk pins, I have a gold one. I'm going to make a rope around his neck, and then he'll be done. I always like to test these. Make sure they're ready to go. Pretty much got it. Go over it a couple times. So we want to make sure this is really dry, and then I'm going to wax it, and I'll put a rope on it. You could do a bow since we're kind of fancy. Before I wax, I definitely want to make sure everything is dry. I'll probably distress it first. It's really pretty. So we could do some distressed ink on it and a walnut, or even black. Can't see in my drawer when I'm sitting down. Put the lid on these guys. This is Distress Ink by Tim Holtz, and it's hard to find the big pads of Distress ink at the hobby stores, but you can order it through Amazon. They do have these little sets that come in different colors. You usually get like 4 colors. You can get those at the hobby stores. And then make sure you get the sponge. There's a felt pouncer and a sponge one, but make sure you get the sponge one because the felt one just kind of rubs off. So I'm going to darken my edges with it. I may even use the black. Mainly because that needs more ink, or I need to get a new one. It just kind of gets rid of that bright white on the sides. And I will darken the back with some paint. So you can see I'm just darkening the sides with this ink. Okay. And then you can, if you want to, kind of darken the corners a little bit to make it look even more worn and dirty. I don't think you need too much, but okay. And then I will put some wax on it and it'll be done, except for the jute rope. And I think I'm going to use clear wax, just so it doesn't darken the deer any more than what it already is. So I'm just going to put clear wax on. And this just basically hardens all the chalk paste. And once your wax, this is like for furniture. So once it hardens, it'll be a protective coating. So there, I kind of like the subtlety of the gold on there. It's almost like tone on tone. It's really pretty, really elegant. So there it is, guys. I'm gonna grab a chunk of rope. I don't know where I put it. There. And tie that on. I mean, I'll take it off when I go to paint the back, but you get the idea. You just loop it through. And I probably won't do a bow because I kind of like the natural of the barnwood. And just, yeah, I don't think everything needs a bow. So there you go. There it is, guys. Thanks for watching. And that's it. Have a great weekend, right? It's Friday. Can you believe it? I think the weeks go so fast. And next week I got a bunch of shirts flannels to bleach and ink on the back, so I've got to get those done for my show. So I'll probably be doing that next week. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know. If it's too complicated to answer via typing, then just watch. Usually it's stuff that's already answered in my videos or something like that. So, yeah. Have a great weekend, and I will chalk with you later. Bye.